Okay, just supplementary to the armbar attack video, we're just going to look at giving ourselves the ability to attack the armbar through 360 degrees or full rotation of resistance, okay? No matter where our partner tries to move to stack us out of the position and free their arm, we're able to return them to what is probably the best position to get braking mechanics, which is having the person on their back where they're least athletic, not able to apply weight over the top of you to strip the arm out, okay? So we start in the armbar position just so it makes sense. So my partner's laying flat, okay? And I'm here with the arm. So you may have gotten here from the mount entry that we've just looked at, okay? So very important control is this leg on the top side, on the head side, heeling back at the head, and usually this leg would be under the armpit on the far side, okay? Now, if our partner doesn't have their hands clasped, there's no reason we can't just start getting onto the arm. What you'll often find is they're able to pummel their hand into position and grip their two hands, okay? Now, what we need to have good attachment to this is go elbow deep. So this top side arm is going through, okay, elbow to elbow and hooking over my hip. So here I can lean and really maintain strong connection, okay? Now what can happen is our partner starts building up onto their knees to turn into us, okay? With the goal here of being to stack weight right over the top of me and then slowly extracting the arm out this way. And then we lose the position and we're stuck in bottom position. So we obviously don't want this, okay? We want to return the person back to their back as soon as possible and as efficiently as possible in a position where we're not very athletic if we don't apply the right movement, okay? So we're here as our partner builds up, okay? As they're getting to the knees, we take our free hand and we pummel it all the way through under the far thigh. Then we're going to invert with our head going all the way past the hip, okay? So we go through here, turning through, and it plonks our partner down just like so, okay? Now, if their hand's free at this point, you can pull the arm over here. So if Rachel's grip does break, I can stay in this position and break it over my hip this way, okay? But assuming they've kept the same grip they had from the beginning, we keep this laced arm over our thigh, okay? Now we need to break the person down to their back. It's usually coming through forcing them to roll up over the head. So here, I reach up and I scoop the near leg if that's all I can reach, but my end goal is to reach over both thighs, okay? But if I pull one leg to me, the second leg's gonna follow. So exactly in this position she's in here, I can't actually reach over to the far thigh. So right now I'm gonna grab the ankle and I'm gonna pull this leg towards me. That allows me to reach over both thighs, okay? Now, my bottom side leg in this case does a little bit of a walk out, and I just keep walking that leg out until I can shift their weight. Just go this way a bit, okay? Off me. Now here, we're nearly back to the same position. We simply take that leg and scoop it over the head, controlling again. And now we can go back to trying to break the grip and break. Again, if the same thing happens, we can focus on going through that 360 degree motion. If in the act of going through that rotation, you find that your hips are somewhat separated from the shoulder, so the arm can slip through, okay, they've got more movement, we need to reconnect the hips to the shoulder girdle, locking the shoulder in place. Because ideally for an armbar, we want the shoulder elevated and our hips wedged underneath. That way the hyperextension will happen much higher. If the shoulder's able to retract and get to the floor, we don't have the same wedging underneath, okay? So if we find that our shoulder's separated a little bit, again, if they ever break the grip, you just go straight back to yanking on the arm. So assuming she's still holding, but is able to slip that shoulder low, okay, we can't risk losing that position. So what we do here to regain the shoulder is take the foot that's over the head and build it up behind us, grab over the legs so we can start bringing our hips up and over, weighting our partner. Sort of like a mount position, okay? So we scoot up and over. Now here, we start using that leg to wedge under the shoulder, building the shoulder back into the position, okay? I'm heavy on my right thigh here, really loading up onto my partner's belly, okay? Now that my hips are reconnected to the shoulder, I can shift my head towards the legs, unweighting that top leg, re-biting on the shoulder and sitting back down now in a much tighter position, okay? So let's just reset back in the middle, okay? And we'll go through that whole thing in one motion. So I'm in the armbar position, my partner builds up onto their knees, okay? As they're building up, I scoop through, inverting my head all the way through with here. I bring one leg close, I scoop over the second leg, I start walking my hip out, flips my partner to here. My shoulder's disconnected. I scoot up, okay? Bringing my weight over the top. If I need to here, wedging behind, building the shoulder back into position, controlling the head, coming down, levering on the arm, getting to my braking position.